Hello, good morning. Well, it's Thursday, the 8th of February, and it's my birthday. I'm 58, by the way. So me and Linda have spent this week in Dorchester, just had a mini break. So today our plan is to have a wander around the area, exploring its culture and its heritage, in particular its association with Thomas Hardy. So when we arrived on Monday, we popped into the local tourist information offices situated in the library, and I just asked if they had any leaflets or books about local walks, and really helpful guy gave us this one. So this is the leaflet unfolded, and the middle panel gives you an overview of the town, and there's 4 walks on here colour coded. There's the red one is the Roman Town Walk, the green one is the Town and River Walk, the orange one is a Gallows Walk, but the walk we've opted to do is the Thomas Hardy Walk in blue. So it's suggested that you start and finish all the 4 walks at a central location at the town pump at the top of the high street, but because they're circular you can pretty much start and finish them anywhere. So this is the blue one. Me and Linda are staying at the Premier Inn, which is down near Dorchester South Railway Station, so we're going to start and finish our walk from there, and we're going to modify it slightly as well. So we're going to be starting our walk from here, and we're going to head up into the main shopping street where there's quite a lot of places of interest. We're going to have some breakfast there in a cafe we found. Then we're going to head up here, then slightly detour down this road because we want to go to the Teddy Bear Museum. They've got some life-size teddy bears in there as well, so it quite appeals to both of us. And then after that we'll rejoin this blue walk heading up here, and this is our second detour up there, number 3 on the Roman walk, which is a Thomas Hardy statue. So why is the Thomas Hardy statue not on the Thomas Hardy designated walk? Your guess is as good as mine, but in all fairness it's not far off actually, so that's going to be our second detour. So one of the highlights of this walk is going to be walking through Borough Gardens. In my view, and it is just my opinion, it's one of the best parks in the country, but more about that when we get there. So then, as we approach the end of our chosen circuit, we visit Mornbury Rings, which is an old Iron Age henge. It's actually now used as a natural theatre for outdoor productions. Again, more about that when we get there. But rather than just double back along the street on the opposite side of the road, there's a little cut through I discovered last time I was here, which takes you around a residential area. Then you can cut back through to where we're staying, the Premier Inn and Brewery Square, actually by crossing the railway at the railway station over the overbridge. So that's an idea of our plans for today. I hope you're going to come along and enjoy the walk with us. So it's been really cold and crisp all week. Today it's actually overcast, it feels a lot warmer, so we're going to start our walk now. So we've just walked down from the railway station past our Premier Inn, and this is Brewery Square, Dorchester. Really nice modern development. This circle here is a water feature. There's normally fountains going up, but because it's been icy all week we think they've turned the water off, to reduce the slip and trip hazard. But there's the old brewery there. It's been redeveloped really sensitively, so of an evening they project lights from there onto this wall, and it just gives it a real soft sort of mauvey pinky glow. It's a brilliant place in the summer just to chill out as well. So we're going to be heading up there and carrying on. So before we head up the shopping street to our breakfast, it's a Victorian pillar box here. The only other one I know shaped like this is in Bath in Polka Street. And there's the cenotaph, unveiled in 1921, made of local Portland stone. So we've just stopped off in a cafe in the high street. It's a very building where Thomas Hardy, after leaving school at 16, trained as an architect. Meanwhile, we've just polished off this little lot. So there's a plaque set in the wall above this cafe in tribute to Thomas Hardy and William Barnes. William Barnes was Thomas Hardy's friend Thomas Hardy paid tribute to William Barnes in his poem The Last Signal. So just a few yards up from the cafe is Napper's Mite, now a modern restaurant, but site of some old almshouses built to house 10 old people after the Great Fire of 1613. It's the oldest building in Dorchester. Now a modern day restaurant. It's the old courtyard and chapel. Looking back at the entrance. So just as a very light drizzle starts, we're at the top of the main shopping street and we're right opposite the Mayor of Casterbridge's house from the Thomas Hardy novel, The Mayor of Casterbridge. A blue plaque on the wall. Currently it's a branch of Barclays Bank. So we're now at the top of the main shopping street, South Street, at the site of the old town pump. This is the official start finish point for all 4 of the walks. Our walk heads that way. We're actually going to detour slightly down that way to go and visit the teddy bear. So we just cut through Antelope Walk, which is the site of the old Antelope Hotel. And now we carry on up to Princess Street. So a short stroll up from Antelope Walk, come to the old hospital, that building there. This is all part of a modern development converted into apartments. Got the old Roman fountain here. So the final detour, just before we head through the wonderful Borough Gardens, I'm going to turn left here, head up towards the Thomas Hardy statue. So a short detour up from Borough Gardens at quite a busy intersection is the Thomas Hardy statue. So now about to enter one of my favourite parks in the country, Borough Gardens. It's called the Snowdrops, right at the northern entrance. It says the Borough Gardens were designed by William Goldring in 1895. The south end of the site had been the Cornwall Road Nursery, while the north end had been used for the cattle market and fairgrounds. The gardens were intended as a gift to the people of Dorchester for the health and recreation of the inhabitants. They are a good example of the type of park which became popular following the Industrial Revolution of the 19th century and were usually commissioned by wealthy philanthropists or by the town mayor. So in the 1990s, these gardens obtained a Grade 2 listing on the English Heritage Register of Parks and Gardens. This place is just a joy to visit, as well as being a really nicely landscaped garden. There's a fountain there, there's a Victorian clock and a bandstand, as well as a nice modern recreation area. Oh, it looks like the cafe's closed today, that's a shame. Another feature I really like about this park is this rather unusual war memorial. It's a granite obelisk and it commemorates the lives of 23 soldiers from the Dorset Regiment who were killed during the Tirah campaign 1897 into 98. It's actually a war memorial for the northwest frontier. So after quite a long period of neglect, for about the last 20 years or so, these gardens have been lovingly restored and cared for, and it really does give you that impression of old meets new. There's that wonderful connection. There's heritage and culture in here for sure, but it's definitely got a modern feel and just really nice place to come regardless of the time of the year. Even though it's drizzly weather today, it's just lovely walking through here. Lovely old Victorian bandstand here. So at this central area of the park now, it's a lovely place to bring a picnic on a summer's day. There's a really nice Victorian clock tower there. In appearance it looks very similar to the one on Weymouth seafront. It's covered and being maintained at the moment, which is a shame, but here's a picture from another visit. So right in front of one of the other park entrances, there's the information board here, which tells you a little bit more about the design of the gardens. So it says William Goldring originally laid out the gardens in 1895. He had begun his professional life working at Kew Gardens, where he soon became head of his own department. By the end of his career, it is said that he had been involved with nearly 700 gardens. He had worked for nobility, governments and councils throughout the world. He was noted for having designed the exhibition grounds at Earls Court and won the gold medal for the design of the gardens for the British Pavilion at the St Louis World's Fair in 1904. So as we leave Barrow Gardens, you come across these really nice tree-lined avenues surrounding the park. That takes you back into the town centre. Then we're going to carry on the walk this way. Really good cafe, that one. Now we're just heading down through Dorchester Market, back down towards Brewery Square. This was a hive of activity yesterday with the Wednesday market. As you can see from yesterday, clear blue skies, hive of activity down here. It's quite deserted today, just a car park. So back down at the bottom end of the market, we're back down at Brewery Square. We're actually going to head along now to Mornbury Rings. So just before we finish our walk by heading up to Mornbury Rings, there's this really nice statue. And the statue, I believe, commemorates the Shire horses leaving the old brewery with the wagons full of beer barrels on the main road either way. So at the entrance to Mornbury Rings. So Mornbury Rings was originally constructed as a Neolithic henge monument at least 4,500 years ago, probably by the inhabitants of Maiden Castle. The Romans made some major changes by lowering the central area and raising the banks to create an amphitheatre capable of holding 10,000 people. More changes were made during the Civil War, when the site was fortified with cannon by local parliamentarian forces. The site is still used occasionally, as the Romans intended, with outdoor performances during the summer and historical reenactments. So Mornbury Rings, we're at the back of this residential area. You probably see it's quite popular with dog walkers. This was modified by the Romans as an amphitheatre, and it could accommodate 10,000 people. Just find that quite hard to visualise, to be honest. So our last modification of this walk, rather than do a circuit of the amphitheatre and walk back parallel to the way we've come, we're going to go out through the back entrance, walk alongside that main road there, turn down a side street through that residential area, and then down another side street through the back of the railway station, and cross. There's the railway station there, and then crossing over that bridge across the platforms to end back at the northern end of Brewery Square where we started. So we're just walking through this residential area back to the start of our walk down Cromwell Road. There's these references to the Civil War. Yeah, so last year when I was here, I was just doing a little bit of wandering and exploring, and I actually discovered these side streets. I thought that'd be quite a handy cut through. I wonder if we can get on the platform and get back to Brewery Square, and you can. So what a really nice little cut through from this residential area down here onto the platform. No ticket required for access. And then looking over the railway, you can see the slopes there of Mornbury Rings. So it's across here, back to Brewery Square, ending our walk where we started about 3 hours ago. So we had a day out in Weymouth the other day. We just hopped on the train. We were reading that the station was renovated just a few years ago. You can actually see the wooden canopy of the old station there, which they've retained. But it really is a nice mixture here of old and new, and I think this square captures it so well. So here we are, back on the platform, and that's where we started the walk, and our Premier Inn's just round the corner. There we are then, back at the Premier Inn. It's always nice to have a stroll round and explore your environment, but I always sort of think there's just such an added dimension when there's a bit of a theme to it. So the Hardy theme today was really interesting and enjoyable. So maybe next time we do one of the other walks. So, thanks very much for watching, and until next time.